Hello friends, Joe Lynch here from the Logistics of Logistics, and I am at the first day of Manifest 2025, the future of supply chain and logistics, and I'm talking to my good friend Ben Emmrich from Tusk Logistics. Ben, please introduce yourself and your company, and what do you guys do?
My name is Ben Emmrich. I'm the founder and CEO of Tusk Logistics, and we are access and operations infrastructure for large e-commerce shippers, especially 3PLs.
So, small parcel shipping?
Small parcel shipping. We make it really easy for large shippers to access a nationwide network of alternative parcel carriers. And on every parcel that we win, we usually open up between 30 and 40% margin on that parcel.
Wow. So I know I've interviewed you on my podcast a few times, so I know the story pretty well. So there are the big boys. There's FedEx, and there's UPS, and there is the United States Postal Service, USPS. And those are the big dogs.
Yeah, they have like 95% of the market.
Yeah, and they do a fantastic job. No one's ever going to complain about them. But
until they get their annual price increase.
Yes, exactly. But you're never going to get a super price from them. And by the way, for good reason, because they basically
cover
everything.
Yep.
But there's a whole bunch of players, and you tell me how many. There's a whole bunch of regional small parcel carriers around the country. How many would you say there are?
Nationwide, there's just under 1,000 companies that can deliver parcels, but we integrate to the biggest ones, and then we're working our way down the list with particular focus on states or regions or cities that have lots of population.
Yep.
So our network today covers over 80% of the U.S. population, and over 75% of our parcels are delivered next day by these alternative carriers.
Yeah. So that means it's in the same zone.
Oh, yeah. So what we do is, through our platform, a shipper can give parcels to us, and we facilitate pickup from their facility, and then we direct inject those parcels into the alternative carriers.
Yep.
And it's out for delivery mostly the next day.
So how many of those regional small players, I shouldn't say small players, just regional small parcel carriers are you playing with?
We have just under 10. So we have 9 that are integrated, and then we're integrating probably another 7 this year.
I know you've been growing like a weed. We just talked about before we hit the record button. So why are people coming to you?
They're coming to us for a couple of reasons. The biggest is they feel mistreated by FedEx and UPS, quite honestly. They feel like the prices have been going up, their service has been going down, and they come to us to have a meaningful option versus FedEx or UPS. And honestly, a lot of the shippers in our ecosystem, they know about alternative carriers and they're interested in it, but they don't know how to use them. They don't know when to use them. They don't know how to use them, and that's why they use us. So
when they work with you, are they getting rid of UPS and FedEx?
No. We're a strong number 2.
All right, I thought you might say that.
We usually earn between 25 to 35% of a building's volume, and then we've also started running line hauls, so we take volume from one region and move it to a different region and then direct inject. So we do that on the ground and also in the air.
Now, I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So if I'm working with Tusk Logistics and you're working with 10 regional companies, you're never going to say, oh, actually, that's not our problem, Joe. You should talk to XYZ carrier.
We are access and operations infrastructure. So, we're right alongside the shippers. We solve the problems before the customers feel the problem. And we're actually really excited. We just launched our Tusk operations platform. So all Tusk shippers have access to historical Tusk shipments as well as parcels that are in flight. And it allows them to take proactive action on parcels to solve delivery issues across all alternative carriers.
So are you selling to, who's your sweet spot? Is it the shippers or is it the 3PLs?
So in our language, they are one and the same. Shippers are 3PLs, so our focus is 3PLs, but we also do a lot of business with brands, especially if they have, give or take, 25 to 30 million top line revenue. That means they're probably spending about 10-ish million in domestic shipping spend.
So if somebody was listening to this, and hopefully somebody is, and they say, I want to do that, but I don't have time for all this hassle, you're already set up in their system.
We're set up, we're integrated into the WMS and TMS layer, so if you use like an Extensive, a Deposco, a Modular, a ShipStation, you can just enable Tusk in your carrier settings, and then we can be printing alternative carrier.
So it's going to take a few minutes. I don't have a few minutes.
A couple minutes and a couple calls with my team, and we can have you up and running.
Yeah. So you said to me, it's not just cost savings, it's revenue. Talk about that.
Yeah, like especially for 3PLs. So we save between 30 and 40% per parcel that we win. And usually 3PLs pass half of that margin onto their customers as savings, then they keep half for themselves. So it's found revenue for the 3PLs.
Ben, as we get tighter and tighter on the margins within the 3PL space, not every 3PL is making money on shipping. But here's the thing, you have a person assigned to it.
They know that they want to make money on the shipping, but they don't know how.
Right.
And they don't know how to get that client's volume from the client's UPS account to accounts that the 3PL controls.
Right.
Tusk is the way that they do that.
Hallelujah.
We're the carrot.
Hallelujah. So let's wrap this. Oh, by the way, I know you guys have an announcement here, Matt. There are a ton of announcements in Manifest.
Yeah,
what is your announcement?
So we're excited for two things. We're launching the Tusk Operations Platform, and we're also announcing our $2 million seed raise led by Ivy Ventures.
Very nice. Now, who is that?
Ivy Ventures.
All right. All right. There you go. So what are you guys going to do with all that money?
Honestly, we're going to spend it wisely as we have been, and we're going to build the team and build the tech.
Yeah, I always say when you bootstrap it, so to speak, and get.
We weren't bootstrapped.
Not quite.
We only raised like a couple million.
Right.
So we were VC bootstrapped in
right.
a way. But we throw nickels around like they're manhole covers, man. Like we don't play games. We don't play games with our 3PLs, and so we watch the numbers close.
Awesome. So one last time, what is Tusk Logistics, and who do you serve?
We are access and operations infrastructures for large e-commerce shippers. And if you're a shipper that uses FedEx or UPS, you should be thinking about alternatives, and you can access them at scale with Tusk Logistics.
It's real money.
Real money, baby.
Well, enjoy your time at Manifest.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you.